Hello and welcome back to Twin Peaks Season 3. This is episode part 14. It's the return. That's what it's called. I say it in a different order every single time. But anyway,
Very confusing.
I just want to point out to you guys, after this one, there are only 4 episodes left.
Excellent, that's what I thought.
Oh, round of applause. Yay.
Yep, we're getting very close to the end now.
I have never seen
actually
anyone do a round
excited.
of applause rounded. Did you see? Like Nelly did like a thing with her hands. I've never seen that before in my life.
Really? Things you do to entertain children.
Yeah.
That's why I was very entertained.
This is a good start. Sorry, were you talking about Twin Peaks?
I know, that's okay. We did a big aside for about Sylvester Stallone movies last week.
Katie was about to
do what
say
we
she's
gotta
very
do.
excited about something.
Yeah, what was it, Katie?
The next couple of episodes.
Yes.
Oh.
So
Maybe the last 2 or 3.
the last episode and this episode, do you guys agree with me that there is a lot of stuff happening every episode now?
This one definitely
Finally,
did.
yes.
It slowly did it.
Yeah, there's things where I didn't take notes because I'm sort of hoping that you guys will mention it, because it's just like, this is just going to take me way too long to write down.
I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, I watched it today. So
There was heaps in the first... When I sent it in the chat when we were watching, there was heaps just in the first 15 minutes. Yeah.
I remember how I was watching it and I thought, oh, it must be nearly over, and it was only half done. Okay, so
And then they walked through the forest for a few minutes.
Yep. Which I actually... Okay, we'll get to that. Okay, so I'll just start, as usual, just pipe up if you want to add anything or think I've missed something. So
We will.
We start in Buckhorn, South Dakota. Gordon and his FBI friends are still there. He calls the sheriff's station in Twin Peaks, and we actually find out that Sheriff Truman has actually called for him, and he's calling him back. He gets Lucy and has a Lucy conversation, and there's this long moment where he's just sitting there waiting for her to say something, and she's not saying anything because she's answered his question.
Speaking of landlines,
Yeah, exactly.
Those handheld phones connected to the wall.
And then when she puts him through to Sheriff Truman, she does that "it's the blinking light" thing that she always
Love the
does.
blinking
I'm
light.
glad you like it.
It's
that's
funny.
why they needed a landline, so she could use the same jokes as 25 years ago.
Yep.
She's about to say that line about the blinking light.
Yep.
Yep, there it goes.
Well, if she doesn't say it, you know something's wrong.
I'll be
Okay,
disappointed.
so apparently Sheriff Truman called to tell Gordon about the missing diary pages and that note that there are 2 Coopers, which I'm pretty sure that... oh, no, because the FBI crew hadn't figured this out yet, that there were 2 Coopers.
No.
Okay, so now they know that
Next
there's 2.
episode.
You also didn't know the sheriff had changed.
Yeah, that's also true, yeah. We cut to Albert talking to Tammy about the first Blue Rose case, and he talks about 2 officers arrived at a motel room, and there was a woman on the floor who'd just been shot, and she was bleeding out, and she raised her hand and said, I think, something about Blue Rose. I actually forget exactly what she said, but she said something about Blue Rose.
I'm the Blue Rose, or
Yeah.
I'm a Blue Rose, or something.
I think it is I'm the Blue Rose. And then the other woman who had the gun dropped the gun, but the woman on the floor disappeared, just faded out from view. But then the whole thing was that they were actually the same woman.
Which is not
Another
possible because
Cooper
they weren't
double
twins.
Yeah, exactly. And they were yeah. So Albert definitely specifies that they definitely weren't twins. So
I'm like the blue rose.
oh, okay. So Albert asks Tammy, "What's the first question that you would ask that you would have asked?" And she says, "What is the blue rose?" And they go into a discussion about how the blue rose is not natural, that it doesn't actually grow naturally, which apparently is a thing. So there you go. I mean, if you told me, yeah, blue roses, I'll be like, okay, they're a thing. I'm sure I've seen blue flowers or plants or something somewhere, right? That
No
counts
blue
as a
flowers,
rose.
So you know,
blue roses.
Yeah, there's no Blue Roses.
You know as much about... they have definitely bred them now, but
Yes,
yeah,
they've
you know
made them
as much
now.
about cooking as you do gardening, I guess.
Yep. Yep.
There's
two
not a lot of
things.
stuff that's naturally blue, actually. That's why blue dye was so rare in the
Oh,
beginning.
I'm really.
Was it poisonous as well? Or was that cochineal, the bugs?
I think it was just difficult to get. Like, there's not a lot of things to make blue dye out of.
I'm really disappointed about the path
purple's
that you took
easier.
that statement, Michael, because I totally thought you were going to say, there's not a lot of things that men doesn't know. But no.
Lies.
Instead, I said,
Remains
well,
Michael doesn't
actually,
lie.
So Tammy says the woman who disappeared was a tulpa, which is apparently, I meant to Google whatever that was. Did anyone Google what that is?
I just had it up.
I didn't catch what she said.
She said, signifies a tulpa, I forget how she pronounced it, a being conjured from thought,
There you go.
as was the case with the dying Lois
I
Duffy.
swear, Ben, if this whole show turns out to be and it was all a dream, or I imagined it, it's my
No, Ben
imagination.
hates those. He wouldn't have recommended it if that's what it was.
No.
Because that's one of your least favourite tropes, right?
Yep, definitely. I don't like the it was all a dream. Because it basically nullifies everything that happened.
Yes. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm expecting, yes.
Yeah, don't expect that. Okay, so Gordon arrives and says, "Coffee time." I don't know why he does the thumbs up, but anyway. He mentions that Diane's about to arrive, so she arrives and they want to talk to her about the last night that she saw Cooper, but she doesn't want to talk about it. So specifically, they want to know if Cooper mentioned Garland. So she finally... Sorry, Katie?
No, I just remembered what's coming up and I just got excited.
Okay.
I'd forgotten about this.
So apparently he did talk about Garland, but this is the thing that was strange for me, because that's all they wanted to know. That was basically the end of the conversation about that, and then they start talking about how Major Garland died a few days ago. Well, he disappeared 20-something years ago, but his body's been found and he only died a few days ago, and they found this ring, and it's Janie E. and Dougie, and that's when Diane says, "Oh, she's my sister, well, half sister," and they're estranged. And she says, "I don't like her. She's a bitch."
There's only one couple named Janie E. and Dougie in the whole of North America.
Yep. It is
So
a
she
big
can be 100%
coincidence.
confident as an FBI person that's the case.
I actually wanted to talk about this. So the fact that Diane, who has a connection to Cooper / Doppelcoop, knows, and then there's Dougie, who we know that Dougie was a creation. He's not a real person.
I don't think it's a coincidence because she's in it up to her neck.
Yeah, so it's not. I don't think it's that unusual, because the relationship between Doppelcoop and Diane, and then he probably found out about Diane's half sister. But yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to go say.
Do you think it's interesting because, like you said, Dougie is not real? Well, he wasn't real.
He didn't exist.
He's the one that would vanish.
Dougie who existed.
I still hadn't
before he
actually
became Coop.
I hadn't actually taken it to there. I still thought that Dougie was sort of like a Coop who had been reduced or had something taken away from him that he hadn't got back yet, rather
I
than
thought he was
separate.
created, wasn't he?
He was definitely
Remember,
created.
He was created.
Well, based on what Ben's saying, I'm wrong.
It's the bead, that small little bead that was left when he disappeared. Those beads. Oh, I guess it's a spoiler because you'll find out more about it later. But we've definitely seen it more than once.
We have seen
those
a
beads.
bead. But that wasn't Dougie, was
We've
it?
seen it
Yeah,
a couple-
Dougie was a
couple
bead.
times.
Yeah, when he
Yeah, it was
disappeared, there was a
Dougie.
bead left.
When
It's
he
like a little
disappeared.
golden
When
ball.
Cooper came through the PowerPoint,
Power socket.
and then everybody vomited a bunch of times, and then
And then
really stuck
yeah,
in
so
my head
Dougie
the
Dougie
Yeah.
was sitting in that chair, and then his body started to shrink up, and then his head just popped, and then there's what was left was sorry.
How did he get back again then? Sorry, I forgot.
Dougie is not. Well, this is the question. Like, is Dougie in this show, this season, just Dougie, or is Dougie somehow occupied by Coop?
Dougie
Well,
was
Dougie exploded.
Dougie in the first couple of times we saw him, and now he's Cooper. Cooper.
But
Oh,
Cooper
okay.
is behaving in a very Dougie-like way for no apparent reason then.
Because I think he
Okay,
doesn't
so
know who it is either.
my understanding is that Cooper, as in, so Dougie disappeared and then we got Cooper coming out of the PowerPoint. Cooper is like this because Doppelcoop didn't go back to the Red Room.
But
His
it just
brain's not all
happens to
there.
be a similar partial person to what Dougie was before.
I feel like that was written in just to make it all neat.
Yeah,
feel like,
that's good. That's a good statement.
Okay,
I
then.
would-
All right, then my thinking was kind of right then.
Okay.
When you said that he was a partial Coop.
So if we
Yeah.
ever get proper Coop back, then we're widowing Janie, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I'd do it. No.
Maybe she can marry Double Coop.
Yeah, maybe. He's
No,
a real
that-
nice
no,
guy if you get to
I
know
guess
him.
Diane's set on that.
Yeah. She's
Um,
got dibs.
Okay, so they told her. She says all the thing about a half sister. They call and they find out that her half sister lives in Las Vegas. So Gordon calls the Las Vegas office, and they sort
Apparently
of
he's a celebrity.
they sort of react like, oh shit, this is big
Fangirl?
business. Yeah.
But I don't know why they're so excited because he's a useless FBI agent and he gives them
Yes.
one name when he had two names and
Yes.
could have
Yeah.
narrowed it down to
And
the
they're
precise
like-
person.
Exactly.
Oh, there are 26 Douglas Jones in the greater Las Vegas area.
If only we knew anything about Douglas Jones's family that we could possibly pass on.
yeah.
No.
What a real shame that they didn't mention Janie E. Anyway, so after
Or
the
Diane.
yeah, true. After the phone call, Diane leaves and Gordon tells Tammy and Albert about the two Coopers thing. Then says, and this is like straight after. And last night I had another Monica Bellucci dream. Like another? What do you mean? Is this a regular thing?
Oh, I thought I'd
Monica
forgotten.
Bellucci.
She's a famous actress.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's a famous actress. She's.
I thought it
okay.
must have been like a character that had been in previous.
think she's
that I'd
French.
completely forgotten about.
But yeah, she's
Oh,
she's
is she
fine.
the one from the She
Was
Becomes You? The half-naked lady who sells them the
I don't know that
the
movie.
elixir.
Sorry.
TBC. We'll come back to that at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Katie's Google
was her
sensation.
name?
is gonna
Doing
fix
the
this.
half-naked scene, yeah.
Yeah.
What
So I'd
her
actually
name?
forgotten when he mentioned the Monica Bellucci dream that he actually goes into it and says exactly what happened in the Monica Bellucci dream, because when I was watching I thought, oh, this is just going to be some random shit he says and we'll move on to something else. But no,
Had he
it's not.
talked about a previous dream, though? Or was that... who talked about a previous dream this
Cooper.
season? Someone did.
Cooper.
Oh.
Oh no, that was in the movie.
It was in the
we talked
movie.
about-
Yeah.
Someone talked about a dream.
But I don't. Yeah,
Anyway.
I don't think anybody's ever gone into this level of detail in one of their dreams.
No. But when he said about a dream, I thought, oh, maybe that was him before. Yeah. I couldn't remember.
So
Highly
he tells.
relevant.
Pardon?
I'm sure the dream is highly relevant to the plot.
Probably.
Played
Uh,
Cleopatra.
Remind me what happened in the dream?
So he tells them.
I
about
remember
the-
him turning around.
Yeah, there's the dream where Monica called and wanted to meet him at a certain cafe, and when he arrived, Cooper was there, but he couldn't see Cooper's face. They sat down and had a coffee, and then she said, "We are like the dreamer who lives inside the dream." And I'm sure that Sean is probably like, "Oh no, 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 no." And then she says, "But who is the dreamer?" Then she looked past him, and he turned to see who it was, and he saw that scene from Fire Walk with Me with Philip
Oh,
when
that's right.
Philip Jeffries came in. So Cooper comes up to his desk and he's like, "Oh, it's that day and it's the time
The day,
that I
yeah.
dreamt about and told you about." And about how Philip Jeffries had pointed at Cooper and said, "You think that's the real Cooper, or you think that's whoever?" I forget exactly what he said, but yeah. The interesting thing is both Gordon and Albert had forgotten about that moment.
There's lots of memory stuff in this one.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and then it said, "Oh, it's coming back to me."
yeah. So there must be something about this, whatever it is, that affects people's memories.
It's Men in Black.
Yep, totally. The that's the noise it makes. So
How's it go again?
Cut to the sheriff's station in Twin Peaks, and Bobby arrives with lunch. And I like that someone ordered just cheese, and it was Andy, of course. Chad comes in and they grab him and handcuff him. So apparently they've been tracking him for months. They know he's a corrupt bugger. And he gets led off to a cell at the sheriff's station.
And they leave their sandwiches behind.
Sheriff
Well,
Truman
someone
got
one.
his.
The roast
Gonna
beef,
go cold.
the roast beef
This is
and cheese he takes.
Did you miss this part, Sean?
No, it's the next scene in the cells that was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We cut to the woods in Twin Peaks, and Hawk, Sheriff Truman, Andy, and Bobby are driving up, and it's basically time to go to this location that they were told they needed to go at a certain time on a certain day. So
Did they not do
They have
something while the sandwiches were there? I
No.
thought that all happened while the sandwiches were there, and then
they
took the
grabbed
sandwich.
Chad. That's what they did.
Yeah, they grabbed Chad
Did you even say that?
Yes.
and put them in the cells.
Katie, are you here with us? Just saying.
Must have been patting Gus.
And then I talked about how the
Oh,
cell.
I was
scene
waiting
was
for the
bad, and
Chad
that was
bit.
the next cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
It's
Whoa.
nice that Chad
I don't know
got
what
some
happened.
sort of justice.
Yeah.
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 So as they go into the woods, we get a shot of the humming power lines. Bobby's leading the way because actually he's the only one who knows where this place is because he named it with his dad when he was a kid. They come to a road that apparently leads to the old military post where Garland worked, but that building's no longer there because it also burnt down. As they arrive, Bobby has a big smile on his face because it's like a nice memory that he has with his dad. And so apparently Jack Rabbit's palace is a gigantic, like, whatever remains of
Broken
a
trunk?
huge tree trunk. They have a little further to go from there because it's like 200 yards for whatever it was from I don't know how long a yard is. I'll just set a yard.
It's about a meter.
Okay, thanks.
A little bit longer than a meter.
Okay. So they head off into the woods, but this time it is Hawk that's leading them. They come to a small clearing, and there is smoke and a flashing light that we've seen before. It's next to a very small little circular thing that looks like it's got water in there, but it doesn't look quite right.
It's reminiscent of when they passed over into the Red Room.
Yes. Yeah, it is very reminiscent of that. They also see a naked woman lying on the ground, and it's the woman with no eyes, and she's alive.
Where was
she
the
has
No Eyes
nipples.
lady from?
She's
the
from
Purple Room.
the purple room in the ocean that Cooper saw.
When Cooper
when he was-
came
Oh,
back to the
keeping him
PowerPoint.
quiet. Was that the one keeping him quiet?
Yeah, and
Right.
she's the one who went up on the top of the structure with him, and then she touched the thing and flew away.
Ah, flew away. That's right. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And this body, unlike the previous body, this one has nipples.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's good. Maybe they forgot to paint the nipples on the previous one. I don't know. Because I don't think that was a real
very
body.
familiar
just
with
FYI.
female nipples.
Yes, I am. Well, I've seen nipples. All nipples are the same, right? Aren't they? No?
Well, they're not painted
Nipples,
on,
nipples,
Ben.
Okay, all right. Do you guys not paint your own nipples on?
Well, for special occasions, but I mean,
Do you put little smiley faces or stars around them? Sorry, just finding where I was again. So Hawk is
Jack
looking.
Daniels again.
So No Eye Woman starts making some noises. It's like sort of like chirping. It's hard to describe the noise that she makes, but yeah, it's
I
not
don't know what the
speaking.
noise is.
I think you would have to not actually have any orifices on your face to be able to make those noises. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Hawk is looking around, and they're all a bit perplexed. Sheriff Truman notes it's the preordained time, and they hear an electrical noise. And looking up, they see a vortex form like Gordon saw at that building.
And where is the electrical noise coming from in the middle of the forest, Ben?
They established right before they went into the forest that there was electric lines leading into the forest.
Oh, okay, fine.
You seem so disappointed, Sean.
They were ready for you, Sean.
Yeah. They made the noise
Like,
and everything, Sean,
20
and
years
showed
later,
us the
someone's
electric.
going to ask us.
Yeah.
So Andy stands looking at it and then just vanishes, just disappears.
But he was also holding her hand as well.
No, he let go of her hand.
Yes, but he was holding her hand
They
and
did
then
make
let
a
go,
point of
and
that.
then
Height
he
that they were
disappeared.
holding on as well until suddenly he just let go, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's weird. Because
So
I was
he
wondering
appear-
why they were doing that, but yeah, that's...
He appears sitting in a chair, and we're now in black and white land. The giant man sits in a chair opposite him, and he says,
the
"I'm."
fireman.
Is apparently the
Oh,
fireman.
sorry.
Yep. He
Lurch.
says, "I." Yep.
Yeah, Lurch.
He raises his hand, and something appears in Andy's hands, and I'm not actually 100% sure even what this thing that he holds
Like a
is.
smoke sensor or something. It
Yeah.
just- I don't know.
And we see above him some smoke is sort of like coalescing, and then there's a
Like
bright
we've seen
light.
before, right?
Have we?
Is it a little bit similar to the smoke when we saw someone die? Didn't we see someone die and the sort of smoke went up?
We have seen
Was
smoke.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the
something.
guy in the cell at the prison where what's his name?
double
I forgot
coop,
what his name was.
not double coop.
No, the
Right?
guy who
Oh, no,
eventually had his head exploded in the car.
The teacher guy.
Oh, yes. The guy
Remember when
from
he was
Scary
in the
Movie.
prison?
Principal.
And there was a guy in the cell next door, and he had smoke. Well, I don't know if it was the same smoke, but remember he had stuff come up from his head, and before he disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember that. I remember the guy in the cell next to
I
him
do
that
remember
was one of those
something.
dirty lumberjacks. Is that what you were talking about?
I
He
don't
only
know, 'cause
appeared
I
for like a few
haven't been
seconds.
thinking of about Lumberjack, but yeah.
Well, you should be
I
thinking
think so.
about
I think
Twin
it was
Peaks
similar.
more. Okay, all right. It's highly possible I'm wrong and I've just forgotten. We see the smoke coalesce, and Andy looks up, and there's a lit circular window, and we start to see images in this, and Andy's just sitting there watching it, and we see the entity that killed that young guy and girl from episode 1 first.
Got a light?
And we also see when in the nuclear explosion episode, we see that sort of body floating and the
Yeah,
vomit
the
with
snot.
Bob in it
Yeah.
coming forward. There's a few things. We see the dirty lumberjack that's saying "got a light" constantly. We see lots and lots of things.
This is where we saw the fuel
Petrol
bowsers as
station.
well.
Yep, we saw that as well. Yeah, and we saw the curtains from the red room. He then sees
And
the Cooper. He sees Cooper, and then it splits, and we see that he sees both Coopers.
It's doing like a real jagged move, like they're together, but the image then just like shakes and splits.
The image it did when it was shaking and you couldn't see who it was like the thing that came out of the clear box and murdered those two people.
Yes.
The way it was moving.
It reminded me of those things you used to be able to get in laser shops. Do you remember laser shops?
No? Is this a Queensland
That
thing?
It might be a specific thing that was just like one shop, I don't know. But you'd go in there and there was just like a bunch of shiny things. Like some of them, you'd look at them from one angle and it looked like one picture, and you'd look at them from another angle and it looked like a different picture.
Isn't it lenticular or something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe, and others of them, like when they got light shining on them, they might have like rainbow pictures instead of like rainbow. Anyway, it was really cool to go there.
I do remember those things, but I don't remember a shop specifically for them. But yeah, I remember those.
Well, Cairns had one, so
yeah. Well, you guys were fancy up in Cairns.
it also showed a lot of Laura Palmer.
Yes, so we saw a bit of Laura Palmer in there.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, so we also see Andy leading Lucy to a room to stand somewhere at the sheriff's station.
I think it was in the foyer. Like coming from the corridor and pointing her towards the entry doors in the foyer of the police station.
Okay. So Andy looks down.
No mocha.
He sees the last thing he sees is an electrical pole with the number 6 on it. And they finish watching it. Andy breathes. He looks down and then he starts breathing rapidly and just disappears again.
And the smoke comes back down, which I did not expect.
Back at Jack Rabbit's palace,
thing.
the others fade into view. And then Andy also appears carrying the naked woman. Andy is changed. He's completely different now. Yeah. He tells them they have to put her somewhere safe because people want to kill her and that they can't tell anybody about this. And they're just like, okay. because
Yep.
we find straight after Sheriff Truman asks, what happened to us back there? But no one can remember.
It's okay. Andy's got it.
Yeah.
Andy's
Yeah.
in control of this situation, and everyone's going to believe
And he's
Andy.
in charge.
Yeah.
When Andy first showed up in that chair opposite the giant, I was like, "Oh, should have taken Hawk." And then he really came through.
At least as far as we know.
Maybe this is
Yeah,
Andy's
as far as
destiny,
we know.
you know? Maybe he was
It
meant
is
for this.
possible that the eyeless lady is actually a trap who's going to destroy the entire police station.
I love it. Excited
And
for
Andy
that.
I
is
thought it was Josie
Spoilers,
for
Sean.
some reason. I was like,
Yeah,
"She's
as soon as she
not
I
first
thought it was
appeared,
Josie
I thought it was
when we
Josie too.
saw.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no.
And then we
We
saw the
find
dog.
out
I
what
like-
happened to her, kind of.
I like the way
No
that
longer a dog.
when Andy came back, Hawk's earrings sort of were swinging.
Oh, really?
No one else.
I didn't even notice that.
No,
Is this like a coffee cup thing, Michael?
No, I don't think it was just his head moving. It was like they had they were blowing air at them or something.
Okay, no, I didn't notice that. But good
I
pickup.
noticed earrings.
The next
complete
shot
garbage.
is back at the sheriff's station. They've given the naked woman some pajamas and put her in a cell. Chad is in a cell yelling abuse at Andy, telling him he's stupid.
Sorry,
and
Andy
idiot.
and Lucy have a little bit of a moment.
That was weird. That's so romantic.
I don't remember the moment.
By the cells.
Yeah. Clearly they had a night where they stayed over because some dog or something. And they both, had some fun times to remember.
So this is the scene that I think Sian was talking about when she was talking about the other cell scene.
The bad
So
one.
there's another guy in there, and he does not look well.
But we don't know this guy, right? This is just some completely random guy out of nowhere.
We know who he is later.
Do we?
Oh.
Yeah. The
Apparently
two
we're paying
ladies
attention.
talking in the bar.
Oh, I didn't understand
Oh.
any of that. So
Did you?
talking
Oh
about
wow!
him.
I'm very proud of you right now, Nelly. Paying attention big
didn't get
time. Where's my gold star thing?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I deserve some points for a star.
Because that was a real scene you could have skipped a lot of, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
still don't know who you're talking about.
Stupid.
But
So
okay,
this-
some
we'll-
random guy is in a cell.
we'll
Billy.
get to that.
Billy?
The guy,
Billy.
the guy they were looking for.
Billy.
It's Billy.
Remember
wondered where he
Billy
went.
who
No.
Audrey was looking for?
Yep.
I mean, we've never met him,
Oh,
but sure.
And Billy.
I could not remember.
And the other
Billy Zane.
girl
I could
at the
not
bar,
remember who Billy
Her
was.
mum was Tina.
her mum was Tina, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Tina though?
How did you connect him to
Tina
Billy?
was the woman that Charlie called on the phone to find out what happened with Billy.
Who? What? Who's
yeah.
Charlie?
Charlie
Charlie
is
is Audrey's
is-
husband.
Yeah.
The
They were
accountant.
saying all the
Ah,
names, and I'm like,
okay.
oh, we're supposed to know Billy. We're
Yeah,
supposed
so-
to know it.
so
But
I
don't
really-
I remember
Don't
them.
mean anything.
Nah.
I didn't even
Fine,
try
I
to
connect-
commit those people to memory.
That's
Connected
okay.
it to Billy because they just said that he came in and he looked exactly like he did in the cell.
Yep.
That's how they described him. And he
Okay.
was not himself. And he
Righto.
did weird
Okay.
things and ran away again.
So this person who we're assuming is Billy is like
Yes,
he's
Repeating.
got
we're
like
assuming.
a patch on the side of his face.
Like a big massive sore or
Yeah,
something.
and he's just
No, I'm going to give Billy credit
drooling
for this. I'm gonna believe
constantly. And they show a
Blood.
patch on the ground where all of his drool has just been hitting the
I was
ground.
trying to eat dinner at this
thought it
point.
was
I was
blood.
pretty ick.
I think it's
Yeah,
meant
I
to be
mostly
gross.
just didn't want to look at it.
Blood and black kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because
It's
where
not-
else have we seen the black stuff? That was. Because we've
Uh,
seen black stuff elsewhere, haven't we?
I don't remember. Sorry. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff
Dark.
at this stage.
Yeah.
Was it
Um,
with the frog cockroach thing? No.
Oh, there was something there, yeah.
Or was it the guy who was sucking people's brains out? Was it black then? I don't know. Anyway.
It was
please
black and
ignore
white, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Andy goes up to Chad's cell and tells him, "You're a very bad person," and he and Lucy leave. The woman starts making some noises, and the weird guy imitates her, and it's really pissing Chad off big time.
Not only Chad.
Yep. Cut to the Great Northern, and we see James.
Well, hang on. The thing that I took out of that scene was just how much he was repeating.
Oh,
in,
yes.
In the way that Dougie repeats.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So everything that
okay.
Chad says, he just repeats, and he tries to imitate the noises that the woman's making, very poorly, I might add. But
Yes.
okay, all right. So cut to the Great Northern, and we see James and another guy who I think we have seen, but they didn't really highlight it.
Didn't he come in
okay.
with James to the bar?
Yes, he
the
did.
first time we saw James?
That's exactly right. He was at that. That's what I was referring to.
Was this the English guy?
Yes, the English guy.
I didn't
Mr.
realize that
Hand.
was James' with him.
I thought
His
for a
name's
little
Freddie.
bit that he must have been Nadine's son, and all he's got is like her superpower in one hand.
Yeah, it did make me think of Nadine.
I picked it as James straight away, and
Sean
Michael was
picked
like,
James
"Is it?"
straight away.
Oh, Sean,
very
this is
proud
like
of you.
another
That's
round of
impressive.
applause.
I did not.
So apparently it's James's birthday, by the way, guys. Happy birthday, James.
Happy birthday, James.
Ugh.
So they're
Everyone
working
sing a song for James.
They didn't ask how old
Let
he
me
was,
think
at
of a
least.
song that we can sing for James.
You and I.
No, stop.
I will hurt you both.
Let me play some music, Kate.
So they have a chat, and so at the start of the scene, this guy is like, he has like walnuts or something like that, and he's like trying to crack them open, but he just keeps crushing them with his gloved hand. And eventually James says, what's the story with the green glove? And we find out that he can't actually take it off. That the doctor tried to take it off once, but he just started bleeding.
Bleeding.
This was a very, very long story
Yes.
for something that we don't understand the relevance to the plot.
It is very
think-
strange.
Agreed, Sean. I tuned out
you
during
guys-
this bit.
He did go through it relatively quickly for everything that was in the story, I
Yeah.
thought.
Well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't as drawn out as many of the scenes, but
So basically, he ended up in the black and white land with the fireman, and the fireman told him to get the glove.
Yeah, so
And he
to
would
go
have-
specifically to the store, and there'd be a packet
Yeah.
that was open, and it would have one glove in there, and that he should buy that glove and put it on. And he did, and the person didn't. Well, he tried to, and the person in the store wouldn't
dude's
sell it to
jaw.
him, so he just basically ran the guy, tackled him, and he punched him, and it worked, just like a pile driver.
punched his head off. And then he was able to leave the country with no worries because someone had already bought him a ticket.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part. Thank you.
How did you know he was English, though?
Are you kidding?
She's from old London town. He said it.
A number of
It's like
things
the
they
most
put in there.
Cockney accent ever.
Yeah.
And they
Pretty
dropped like
dumb.
6 or 7 different things in there that
Yeah.
they were obviously just having
Just
fun.
in case you didn't pick the accent up.
We understand this is not an American accent, so you may need additional assistance.
Yep.
It needed more
I
rhyming
said it
slang,
in
I thought.
subtitles.
Yeah.
So James heads off to check the furnaces, which is apparently a thing you check. And he comes to a room, and that same ringing noise. Oh, he's actually at the Great Northern, so this might be where it's coming from. But the-
Oh, yes, that they couldn't figure out
Yeah,
which
where the
part of
noise
the
was
room
coming
had
from.
the noise in it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you're saying he's at the Great Northern.
yes, because
Oh,
the shot,
how did we know that?
the establishing shot we had before we went to them was of the Great Northern.
Oh, okay.
So I think
He's
that
just a security guy there now.
I think they were just like at the loading docks or something like that.
Waiting for a
So
Think about
I was actually a bit annoyed about that bit with James and the ringing noise, because it's just like, okay, they show us a shot of a door and it's like, yep, well, off we go. That was worth
It
it.
took a long
Guys.
time to not do
He
anything.
gets
Yeah.
burnt to a cinder.
Mm.
Then they bring him back to life again and chop him up into lots of pieces.
And they arrange his body parts into music notes.
Yeah.
And then we play it. And it comes the rhythm.
We cut to the bar in Twin Peaks.
Oh no, they
and-
grind his bones so you can play
Oh.
them in a pianola, and the pianola plays the song.
So this next scene at the bar with Sarah Palmer, I've been waiting for this. So we cut to a bar in Twin Peaks, and it's not a bar we've been to before. Sarah Palmer enters, probably because she ran out of booze at home. She takes a seat at the bar, off away from everyone, and orders a drink. It's a Bloody Mary that she ordered. Then there's a guy right at the end of the bar, and unfortunately for him, he takes an interest in her.
Why did you
A
like the
delightful
scene so
guy,
much?
if you will.
Hmm.
He was a real
I don't
treat.
understand who's paying for her drinks. She doesn't appear to be holding down a job.
I don't understand when she paid for the drink. That's what I want to know. She didn't actually pay for the drink. But yeah, she's got a nice income for someone whose husband died, and she doesn't really hold down. Just yes, I agree with you. She should sell the house and move, and she should downsize. Really, that's what she should be doing.
I don't know.
This guy comes over, and I wrote, he takes an interest in her, the dumb fuck. His shirt says, truck you. She basically says, she says, mind your own business, please. And he says, that's not very polite. She says, it wasn't meant to be polite. She asked him to go back to... Yeah, she asked him to go back to where he was sitting again. And she says, please, but he's just belligerent. And then he calls her some stuff and basically ends up like calling her a lesbian like it's some giant fantasy of his and describing all these things that he's going to do to her. And she says... Oh, yeah, because he says he's going to eat a certain part of her body that I won't go into. And she says, I'll eat you. And he just thinks it's hilarious. She turns to face him, reaches up and removes the front of her face. This is like... And we see a few things in this. First, we don't see anything, but then we see a hand and one of the fingers is completely black. Then we see a big smile. And before she puts her face back on, she says... do you really want to fuck with this? And then she puts her face back on, and then she just suddenly bites a chunk of flesh from his throat. He drops to the ground. In a way,
I thought she stabbed him.
No, she bit.
I thought it was the hand in her.
No, because she'd put her face back on.
No, I think...
She definitely put her face back on.
She had a claw. She put her face back on. But it felt like she had something in her hand, or like the hand was a part of her and stabbed him in the throat. I didn't get close enough to bite him.
It was very quick.
Right at the start, how the shadow was just slashing at the two people on the couch. It felt like that.
But she somehow got no blood on her.
Yes, well that is one thing. But the way I watched it anyway, I'm pretty sure that she bit his throat out. And it was very quick. It was extremely quick. She just like quickly went straight back, and she starts screaming.
Because they just talked about all the eating and stuff, I'd assumed that she'd bit as well.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't, because there was nothing on her, and he was a big old mess.
He was, yeah. So there's like they did the whole blood spurting from his throat and everything, and he falls down on the ground. She starts screaming.
Very graphic.
The guy, I guess the owner of the bar comes over. And he's like, oh, what happened? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I was just, you saw, I was just sitting here.
Did she like suspend time or something as well while this happened? Or
it was very quick. It was seriously, it was so quick.
They were also standing facing each other right before it happened.
Yeah, that's true. But this whole section is just like, don't fuck with Sarah Palmer. Okay, this is what it told me.
But also, what's up with her?
Yeah.
Yes, what is up with her? That's a very good question. Yeah.
And the bartender is clearly not believing that she had nothing to do with it. So,
but the way she says, the way she talks to him is, he's sort of like, you know what? I'm just going to take a few steps back here.
I'm not going to argue about it, but I mean, believe you.
If what happened, if what looked like has happened here has actually happened, I think it's safer for me over here.
And you can leave without paying for your drink.
Yeah. So
I didn't like it. I didn't like the scene. I hated the guy. I know we're not supposed to love the guy anyway. It was just so... I just thought it was like lazy writing. Like a 14-year-old could have written it. It's just... I mean, I know it was sort of trying to go to a trope about the guy who hits on someone and then, turns on the woman. But I don't know. It was just so... Yeah, you just knew exactly where it... Well, not exactly how she came out and what she looked like, but everything else, you just knew where it was all going. Yeah, whatever.
I was going to say, did you know she was going to pull her face off?
So now that we know that she is two-faced, maybe the noise we heard that Hawk heard in her house was her other lunch or something.
No, good question. Good, maybe.
She's got... Oh, hey, Mocha.
Were you in the way of where Mocha wanted to go then, Sean?
I stopped cuddling her and it was unacceptable.
Oh, okay.
How cool.
Nearly done, everyone. So that's the end of that scene. Back at the actual bar that we've been at all season, two young women are in a booth and they're chatting. We hear about Billy and this whole thing where he like vaulted a 6 foot fence.
So the not the young girl, but the one who's asking the questions, like, do you know where Billy is, all that kind of stuff. I feel like she's either coached or she's.
It definitely feels like she's there asking specific questions that
maybe Audrey sent her. I don't know, or she's possessed herself. She just didn't.
Or
feel
maybe they
right.
wasted too much time screaming at each other in the jail and didn't have time to actually naturally come to these questions during the course of a normal conversation.
Oh, you're gonna love the next episode.
It just didn't feel right. The conversation.
So the young woman who's answering all the questions talks about how Billy had vaulted the 6 foot fence and raced into their backyard, and he had blood coming from his nose and his mouth, and he'd just put his head in the sink and it was just pouring forth from him, and then he'd run off again.
She also says multiple times that she can't remember if her uncle was there, which was the other...
Yeah, whether he was there or not.
Thing.
So she also mentions that her mum and Billy had a thing.
Yeah.
Which is Tina and Billy.
Yes, and we find out...
Which we kind of knew.
Because the woman
I still can't picture Tina.
The other woman asks, what's your mum's name? Doesn't she ask her that?
Yes, in that really sus way she asked her.
It's like, that's weird way to ask that question. Don't you know her? I mean... Anyway, and that was pretty much the end of the episode.
Tina.
I don't think we've seen Tina. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And that was the end of the episode. Just 4 more to go, Sean. Just 4 more.
Those extra people at the bar, I can just never... I'm never sure whether how many of them are the same people we've seen, or... I know there's a few of them, and I just can't remember which ones are which.
Also, going to Sarah Palmer at a different bar before they went to this part of the bar was very misleading because I thought the episode was over and then it wasn't.
When she walked into this bar, I paused it to see how much longer.
Not over till they start.
I was like, is the band going to play?
Yep. That's the end of the episode. The part
it was
with
quite a lot.
What was his name? The British dude.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie.
I can't remember.
Jimmy. That was his name.
No, Jimmy was. He was calling James Jimmy.
Oh, that's right. So who's the other guy?
Who cares?
They did say, but I can't remember.
Yeah,
the questionator.
Freddie. I wrote it. Freddie.
And why all the way from London? We haven't had anything over there at all, have we?
Anything connected?
Yeah, so I actually agree with Sean that this was like sort of weird and it felt like an info dump.
Well,
we don't know why
I didn't pay attention.
But it's also like 5 episodes before the 5th last episode. It's like, seems a bit weird.
No one else has weird prosthetic limbs or anything. Like, no one else has plastic stuck to their bodies.
That's true.
That we know of.
Yeah, no,
it felt like a plot that they kind of chucked in because they want something specific to happen later. But they didn't have a way for it to come about, so they just added him in as a way to instigate it.
That's exactly how it felt to me. Yeah.
They've got too many things to wind up in 4 episodes, and they're running out of later to be adding characters and things.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember where in the earlier seasons exactly we saw the fireman. Because I know we've seen him, but I couldn't remember
when he was
exactly.
dying on the floor after being shot. Was that the first time? And then at the bar...
There was that kind of butlery guy as well, or...
that was all in season 2.
It was it was the guy with the milk, and then he saw
that was But when he was passing out, he saw him as well.
Right.
In the hotel room, and then we saw him at the bar.
Yes, we definitely saw him at the bar.
Didn't you also see him in his first dream that he had? About Laura?
Did he? I don't remember him in the first dream.
He was in one.
So much stuff
he might have been.
Dream.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. And you know what? I'm not going to go back.
Has he said stuff before?
He's definitely said stuff before. Yeah, definitely.
It's always in that backwards way.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
some
I
people...
thought when he was superimposed in his hotel room, it wasn't backwards, I didn't think.
No, it was backwards. It's always been backwards. And I feel sorry for the guy.
Oh, was he the one who gave all the clues?
Yes, he is.
Like about the ring and something, and
Yep.
Yeah.
So things are starting to connect again. Still, I mean,
maybe the first time.
So
we'll see what happens.
I know.
I've already forgotten. What did he tell Andy in this episode?
He didn't tell Andy anything. Other than that, he's the fireman. That's all he said. And then they looked up and Andy just saw all that stuff.
He looked up, saw the stuff.
And then he just disappeared
in his hand.
Yep.
You said, and left. I didn't notice. Well, I didn't remember.
I think that was the thing that sent the smoke out. I think that's what it was.
Okay. So we gave Cooper clues. You didn't tell Andy anything. We saw him earlier this season as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we've seen him a few times this season.
When Cooper
What else did he do then?
He talks to Cooper in like one of the episode when Cooper's coming back. Well,
and he was also turning something on one of the machines while the man dressed as a lady was on the right-hand side in the black and white.
I'm pretty sure it was a lady dressed as a lady, but okay.
Okay.
But, up to your interpretation. That's what this is like.
And was it his head opened up, or was he the one seeing the big thing on the screen?
He was the one who floated up into the sky, and he was sort of like levitating there while the other woman came.
But his head opened up and all the yellow stuff.
Did it open up? I thought that just came off him.
Something.
But yes, you're thinking of the right time. Thing. Yeah.
And when was the other time we saw the face come off? Because we've seen that before as well.
Yes, I can tell you. It was the little kid. It's the grandson of that old woman. He did it.
Oh.
The the kid.
Yep.
In the movie?
Yep. In the scene where they show that room where this is when Philip Jeffries turns up at the FBI office, and then they cut to the scene where there's all those people sitting around in that wooden cabin. And then we've got the little person, and we've got the other people we've seen, and the old woman and the grandson are there as well, and some of the dirty lumberjacks, except they hadn't decided on dirty lumberjacks back then, were there as well. And the little kid did the thing. So he had like a mask on that had a long nose, and he took it off, and it was like a monkey's face or something in there, if you remember that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely not
whatever that thing inhabiting different people, or
it's interesting.
Different aspects of that person.
That's what Sean's thinking. She is definitely thinking.
Agitating.
Yeah.
About faces.
No.
No, she's playing Eidolon. I know.
What are you doing?
I know that look.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, that is running, but that's not what she's focusing on.
That's okay. We'll call it there. Thank you. Look forward. Oh, so Katie, you said that you're ruining our lives, right? By not being available. You're prolonging. I just want to say this is not my fault that this is going to take longer. Okay.
You have to mark this as not targeted at kids now, Ben. After that,
I did say that I could do Monday or Friday if you wanted to. So screw you.
Okay, we'll probably
Monday.
Sorry, I'm going to prolong
Monday.
it for
What? No, I can't
a week
do Monday.
as well.
I've got bloody Survivor.
What's more important, Ben?
Well, we can do Friday. It's okay. I can do Friday.
And we're going to go play Vantage.
No, next Friday we're going to the football.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, we can just skip a week. Sorry, internet.
No, we can't. I want to be done.
No? Well, you clearly don't want to be done because you would be available otherwise.
Oh yeah, me going away for work is really me not.
So selfish, Katie.
I know.
We can just record from the football. It's fine. You can have 15 minutes.
You did hop in last time you were in the football.
I wondered if you saw that.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to have the sound on.
We were talking to you and everything.
Yeah.
No, I had it. You.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna let's end this episode. I love you all. Until the next episode.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.